Hello guys, so today I will be doing my summer TBR. I will be showing you all the books I plan on reading this summer. And I think how I'm going to do this, because I have all my books, my summer TBR books right on this shelf. I think instead of me standing here showing you the book, I'm going to try going through the shelf, like giving you a close-up and be like, that's that book. I don't know how well it's going to go, but I'm probably confusing you. Just keep watching, you'll see what I mean. So anyway, again, my summer TBR shelf is on my top shelf. I decided to organize them right there. So what I've decided to do is from June 1st to August 31st, so that leaves like a whole summer, I'm going to pick from these books to read. And my goal is to read about 20 books. I think that's pretty reasonable. So yeah, without any further talking, let's get into what books I will be reading this summer. Okay, so I'm actually holding this camera, so I'm sorry if it's a little shaky. My tripod can't go up very far as this, so I'm just going to be holding it, and it's going to be shaky. I'm sorry about that, but yeah. So here are the books I have for my summer TBR. These aren't all of them. I still have some books that I have ordered and are coming currently, but these are the ones I have right now. So yeah, I'm going to start from here to there. So let's get started. The first book I have is I'll Give You the Sun, and this is by Jenny Nelson. I love this cover, by the way. This cover is so beautiful. I just figured this would be such a good summer read because it's a contemporary novel, and I have been wanting to give it a shot for a while now because I've heard so many good things about it. It's basically about these two twins who have grown apart, and about them, I think, like coming together again. I don't know, but it sounds really good, and it sounds like a perfect summer read. So I will be giving that a shot too soon. Then I have A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. This is a fairy tale retelling of Beauty and the Beast, which immediately caught my attention because I really love Beauty and the Beast. And I think this is supposed to be a fantasy book. I don't really know yet. And I don't really know the whole gist of it, of what it's about. I just know it's a fairy tale retelling. This book came out this month, I think, so it's really, really new. And I will be reading it soon, I hope. Next I have An Ember in the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir. This book is so popular right now, and I'm kind of weary to read it because of all the hype it's getting. Like, it's kind of like but I'm still think I'm going to give it a try and see how it goes. This is a, what genre is this? I think it's kind of like, it's not dystopian. I don't know, but I know it's kind of an adventure, and it takes in the point of view of these two different characters living in this type of world. It kind of sounds dystopian. I don't know why I'm rambling. Most of you probably even know what it's about because everyone's been reading it lately. Then I have The Wrath and the Dawn. This is the top of my TBR right now because I want to read this book so bad because it sounds so good. It's about this king who takes wives, but then he has them executed, and then this one girl has to marry him. And she finds out that he's not really what he seems, in a way. But it sounds so good, and once I finish the books I need to finish right now, I'm going to be getting into this one because I am really excited to read it. Next I have The Choice by Nicholas Sparks. I heard this is being made into a movie, so that's kind of why it's in my TBR, because if there's any books that are being made into a movie, I want to read the book as soon as possible. It was a rumor, I think, but it sounds really good. I kind of forget what it's about, but of course it's a romance story and a contemporary because it's Nicholas Sparks. Some of his books are kind of hit and miss with me, but hopefully this won't be a miss because overall he really is a good author, and I am really looking forward to reading this. Next I have To All the Boys I've Loved Before by Jenny Han. This is a contemporary book. It's about this girl who writes letters to all the boys she's loved in the past, and then once she's gotten over him, she sends the letters out and lets all the boys know that she had feelings for them. It sounds really cute. I heard a lot of good things about it, so I will be reading it soon. By the way, sorry about the vacuum. My dad and my brother are cleaning my brother's room, so you're gonna hear a lot of noise. Anyway, next I have Eleanor and Park. You will be noticing a trend right now. I have a lot of contemporary books that I will be reading, but it's summer. You want a lighthearted read. This was a very popular book. It's still kind of popular. Of course, Rainbow Rowell is really, really popular right now, and I've never read any of her books, so I really want to read them. So I really am looking forward to reading Eleanor and Park. It takes place in the 80s, which I think is amazing because the 80s is like my favorite time era. And it's about these two kids. They're about 14 years old and them falling in love, and it just sounds so cute. So I am really looking forward to reading it. Next, I have another Rainbow Rowell book, and this is Fangirl. This one sounds really cute. It's about a girl who is just starting out in college, and she writes fan fiction, which I think is amazing because I used to write fan fiction all the time. I don't really do it anymore. So I think I can kind of relate to her. And it's just kind of a romance, of course. There's not really much to explain. It's kind of typical, but I'm really excited to read it because it sounds really good. Next, I have Cinder by Marissa Meyer. This book is so hyped right now, which is another reason why I'm kind of eerie to start it because it's so hyped up. Unfortunately, it doesn't really sound like something I'd like because I really don't like sci-fi. I don't like sci-fi movies. I don't like sci-fi books, but it's a fairy tale retelling, and I really like fairy tale retellings, so I think I'll give it a shot and see how I like it. I don't want to come to conclusions. I want to read it first. But this one is a Cinderella retelling, and I think it takes place in space. Correct me if I'm wrong. But Cinderella is a cyborg, so that's really cool. Next, I have Crossed and Reached by Ali Condi. This is the second and third book in the Matched trilogy. I just finished Matched, and I really liked it. I'm kind of scared about these books because a lot of people are saying they're not really that good. Matched was good, but these two weren't really as good. But I'm going to see how my own judgment goes and give them a try. Next, I have Unwind and Unwholly. I read Unwind like 2 years ago, and I forgot what it's about. So I'm going to reread it, and then I'm going to read Unwholly. This book sounds like so messed up. It's about this world where you can choose to have your kid, if you don't want it, to have them unwound, which means their body parts get taken off of them and then are donated to other people. It just sounds so messed up, but I remember really liking Unwind, so I want to read that and then read Unwholly. At first, I thought this was a standalone. Like, I read Unwind when it was the only book out, and I never even knew, like, years later that there was more books in it. It could be a standalone, so I don't really know why there's more books in it, but I'm gonna give them a shot. Next, I have Row a Bell by Rachel Hawkins. This is a contemporary and fantasy book, which is kind of unique, and this is a very popular book right now. It sounds really good to me, so I want to give it a try. I listened to the first chapter on audiobook, and I really liked it, so I will be getting to it soon. Next, I have Paper Towns by John Green. I did already read this book, so I'm rereading it, and I was supposed to read it this month, but I never got around to it. It was in my last month, my May TBR, but I never got around to it, so I'm going to be reading it soon before the movie comes out, which it comes out June 22nd, around that time. No, not June 22nd, July 22nd, around that time, so I have plenty of time. But next, I have The Declaration by Gemma Malley. I did read this book years ago, and I loved it so much. This is a trilogy, and I never got around to reading the last book because I didn't know it was out, and I kind of forgot what happened in all the books, so I'm rereading this, and then I'm going to reread the second one, and these books are so good, I'm telling you. Please give them a shot because they are really good. Next, I have Just One Day by Gail Forman. This is a contemporary book. I don't really remember what it's about, but I think it's a coming-of-age story. I might be wrong, but I liked Gail Forman's book, If I Stay, so I am thinking I like this one too. And I can't even get these in the whole shot. I'm like leaning back. I have the second, third, fourth, and fifth book in the Fruits Basket series. I'm currently reading the first one, but I need to read these four. This is like my favorite manga series ever. You've kind of noticed now that I'm rereading a lot of books, but I really want to reread these because they're so good. So those are all of my summer TBR books that I own currently. Now I'm going to go into the ones I don't have yet, but I know I'm going to read this summer. The first book I have is Evermore by Alison Noel. I have been eyeing this book for so long. Like, how long? Since I was like in middle school. I think it's because the cover is really pretty. But I've heard a lot of people don't like this book. But it sounds really good to me. So I'm going to give it a try and just see what I think about it. Because I don't like to pass off of someone else's judgment. Like, that's not a very fair shot with the book. So I'm going to give that one a shot. Then I have The Selection. This is the first book in a trilogy. This is a very popular trilogy right now. And it's kind of a princess dystopian book. That sounds so cool. So I'm really excited to read that one, and these covers of these books are so beautiful. Next I have Anna and the French Kiss. This one is really hyped up, so I'm kind of, again, hesitant to read it, and mostly because the cover of it, not this cover, but the other cover looks so cheesy. Like, when I first saw it, I'm like, no, I don't want to read that. But you can't judge a book by its cover, so I'm going to give that one a shot. This is a contemporary book about this girl who goes on a school trip to Paris, and of course she falls in love because it's contemporary and it's romance, but I like my romance, so I might like this one. Next I have Landline, and this is a adult book. It's either new adult or adult by Rainbow Rowell. The concept of this book sounds so good. It's about this woman, her husband and her are kind of like straying apart, but she finds a phone in her parents' house, and it's like a magical phone, so she calls her husband on it, and she's actually talking to her husband from the past, like before they were married. And I think she's kind of through this, she's kind of trying to figure out why they grew apart. It sounds really good, so I'm really excited to start that one. Next I have Shatter Me by, I can't pronounce her name, but it's on the book. This is also the first book in a trilogy, a very popular trilogy. Again, right now trilogies are all the rage these days. It sounds really good. It's dystopian, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. It's about this girl whose touch can kill anyone, so she's like a killing machine, but I don't think she means to be, because that sounds so awful. Like, if you touch anyone, you kill them? That sounds horrible, so it sounds sad, but I'm really looking forward to reading it. Next, I have Ugly Glove, and I think this is a new adult book as well. This one is becoming a movie in 2016, so I want to read it as soon as I can. It's a contemporary, of course, but it's kind of nothing I've really heard of before. The concept of it sounds really good. I can't really explain it, but I think it's basically about these two people who don't want a relationship, but they have an attraction to each other. So yeah, it sounds really good, and I'm really looking forward to reading it. I need to stop saying that, because of course I'm looking forward to reading all these books. I just keep saying that. I'm looking forward to reading it. Next I have Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard. I cannot pronounce names. This one is either a fantasy or a dystopian. I'm not really sure. And I kind of forget what it's about. The concept of it is like really complex, so it's not really something I can explain, but it does sound really good. Next I have We Should Hang Out Sometime, and I think this is kind of a memoir, right? The author of this tells his stories about all the girls he has encountered with in the past, and like his issues trying to get with them. It sounds really cute, and it's like a true story, so it sounds really good. And the last one I have is My Heart and Other Black Holes. This book sounds kind of sad, but it sounds really good too. It's about these two teenagers who are kind of plotting to commit suicide, but I think one of them backs out of it or something. I don't know. It sounds really good, really deep. I'm not sure how I'm going to be able to handle that, but I will give it a try. So those are all the books I will be reading this summer. Again, I'm looking forward to reading all these books. I have so many books on my TBR because it's just piling up so much, but hopefully I'll be getting to all of these this summer, even though it's a lot. But my goal is to read 20 books this summer, and hopefully I can make it. I think I can. I just need to be motivated. So thank you for watching this video, and if you'd like, subscribe for more things about books, like book reviews and all that that stuff, and I will talk to you guys very soon.